Welcome to Cashflow Diary, a podcast where we discuss business, money, real estate, and the sharing economy. As a full-time real estate investor, entrepreneur, and all-around problem solver, I have had the privilege of developing individuals into powerful business owners. And today, the focus turns towards you. Our mission is to help you build your real estate empire by leveraging strategies to grow yourself, your mind, and your wallet. Let's get started.
So Janan's got a question. She's asking, Jay, what is the reasoning behind you not allowing recording within the units? Is it just so that you don't have to deal with any iffy situations? When you decline it and ask for a reason why, does the guest see that, or is that just for Airbnb? Got it. So, Janan, when it comes down to declining individuals, first of all, when it asks you to send a message, depending on what you're using to decline, you either do or don't have to send a message. Here's what I mean by that. If you are using, as we've suggested, Smart B&B to be able to decline messages, then you don't have to send a message at all, and it's just a decline. If you're using their app or their website, you do have to fill in the message, and that message typically does also go to the guest to let them know why we're declining. So you can already guess that the majority of the time when we decline, we use Smart B&B. We don't even tell them why. We just say no. Because now, what does that mean? There are some people, some students who have in general actually specialized in serving people who want to do filming. I'm just not one of those. There's special insurance that's required. There are additional considerations that are necessary because I don't know how many people they're going to have at that location. That's one of them. The electrical load is also different because whether you can't see it right now, but on me at this exact moment are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 lights that are drawing electricity at this exact moment, which I promise you is more electricity than normal for the circuit. So, and that's just for this one camera right here, let alone how many other cameras and who knows what their set actually looks like. So now you have additional concerns there. And again, what happens if their equipment gets stolen? Who's responsible? What insurances do they need to carry? There are just so many additional concerns. Now, with that being said, there are some people who are in the group who have chosen to specialize in serving that particular customer. We're just not them. Go ahead.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Janan, I think I was the one that answered your question in the group. And it's a great question because, like I said, there are people that specialize in that. There are also people, and we don't ever want to judge, whether or not someone's situation is going to be iffy. But I
didn't realize how short you were till just now.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, is she really that short?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I am. Okay.
That's funny.
So anyway, we don't ever want to judge, or guess somebody's reasoning for being there, or second guess whether or not they're telling the truth. I think one good way, if you are going to allow filming in your place, like I said, make sure you have the proper insurances, but also a good thing would be to see if you can get permission to drop by the set, and then you'll really know whether or not there's something questionable, because if there is something questionable, then they'll just be like, oh, we found another place. So just a thought.
Yeah.
For you.
Yep. Back up. Yeah. That's pretty funny. Anyway, that's really where it comes from. There's lots of security and safety concerns. I mean, just imagine you happen to live next door to the apartment where a whole bunch of filming is happening. You come home and suddenly there's filming. I mean, I don't know. You just don't know. There is a significant amount of unknowns that I personally don't want to deal with in that situation, and therefore we don't deal with it in that situation. If you decline, are they not able to book your place at all? If you hit decline, Janan, they can still instant book. But remember, specifically in the case of the customer that you and I are talking about, she said multiple times, she said the same thing to me. And if you can't tell me your internet speed, blah, 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 we don't want to book. And I'm like, cool, I don't want you here anyway, because I don't know what you're actually going to be filming or recording or streaming, what have you. In fact, so that I'm very, very clear with you, Janan, the fact that they're talking about doing some sort of live stream is really, really concerning, because I don't know what they're going to be live streaming and to whom and for what price. And I just, again, there are just so many concerns with that just does not work. So the answer is no, you can't, period. But again, even for those of you who are concerned about this, you're like, oh my gosh, how do I know if my guests are live streaming? Again, if for some reason if you have the same routers, you have the ability to block certain activities. If you find out that they're happening, you can stop it. You can do something about it. You don't have to just sit there. You just don't have to sit there and take it, so to speak. I just declined on SmartBnB for that guest, and she just asked me what happened because she was about to book our place. Yes, I totally understood. Again, you're under no obligation to respond to her, but if this was the case, I know what we said, no filming, boom, done. Simple as that. Glad to hear it. I agree with what you guys said. I'd rather be safe with all the precautions in place. This is not the guest that I am serving at the moment. Yeah, okay, totally understood. Let's pretend for a moment that this lady was I'm not saying that she is, but let's pretend that what they're planning on live streaming is to some sort of porn site, and they're going to use your unit in the background. I don't know what they're going to do. You don't know. And I'm not willing to find out. It's not worth it because you can get another guest. That's really what it comes down to. After you decline, you did not respond, even if they ask questions. No, Janan, I've declined. I'm done. We are done. I am so done. There's nothing more. They've told me what's what. They can keep asking questions. I don't like keep answering those questions because that can give them some hope that there's hope, and there isn't hope. Okay, I'm being really clear. There's no hope at that point. There's just no hope. If they instant book, then I can have Airbnb cancel their reservation since I don't feel comfortable with them, right? Yes, 100%, Janan, 100%. If you don't feel comfortable with any particular reservation, you always have that, especially when they do an instant book, you have that ability to do so. What do you usually do when you explain something to a guest like a million times and they still don't get it? Do you use Airbnb to mediate? Yes, that is the answer. And Janan, I know how frustrating that is. It's like, no matter what it is, you've explained it to them. They're like, I still don't understand. I still don't understand. I still don't understand. And then, yes, if it gets to the point to where they still don't understand and it's something that's, like a house rule or something, I have involved Airbnb from time to time to help them figure it out. Preston, as a cybersecurity specialist, my recommendation is to avoid anyone that wants to rent out your unit for its upload capabilities. Preston, thank you. I don't know how else cybersecurity. Most of us don't. I just know when someone is really asking, what's your upload speed? And they're going, we have a live stream we want to do. I'm putting 2 and 2 together going, no, there's literally nothing that I can think of that you should be doing where you need to rent my space to do it at all. And it just doesn't sound good. There's no part of that sounds good. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Thank you, Preston, for for backing me up on that one for sure, because that's it's just sketchy. It's just totally sketchy. Okay. It's been fun talking to you guys today. Thanks for joining, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the CashFlow Diary podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please subscribe, share with a friend, and leave a rating and a review. If you'd like to keep the conversation going, head over to CashFlowDiary.com to sign up for our email list, as well as check out all the links and resources in the show notes. Thank you again. Until next time.